Hello and welcome to Wednesday's Words of Worship. I'm Kevin. I recently read a devotion that explored the topic of having proper motives for our actions. It allowed me to reflect on the fact that our society places great emphasis on measurable outcomes. And as long as the outcomes are improving, we're satisfied. However, an improved outcome doesn't mean that we are genuinely improving. We've probably all heard the proverb, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And we've sort of changed that a little bit, and we say the road to nowhere is paved with good intentions. And we use that to emphasize a good work ethic or the importance of doing things, not just thinking about doing good things. But the initial version can point us back to a biblical principle. While our outward behavior is important, God looks deeper into our hearts to view our intent or our motives. Now, the German philosopher Immanuel Kant was one of the central Enlightenment thinkers. He stressed the importance of motive in our actions, and he stated this, that an action only had moral virtue if it was done for the right reasons, and that no action done for the wrong reason had any moral value. Now, generally, we perceive ourselves as having good intentions or motives for the things that we do. And if we do the right thing, we're pleased with our behavior. We rarely explore our own behaviors to analyze the motives behind our actions. And if we're honest, we know that there's times that we just do the right thing, but our motivations for doing it is not right. We may find ourselves doing or saying something just to get someone off our back or to flatter them or maybe to keep peace. And our motives may be completely contrary to our actions. Proverbs 16:2 says that all of our ways seem innocent, but motives are weighed by the Lord. Jesus often rebuked the Pharisees, not necessarily because of what they did, but because their action had wrong motives. And if we're not careful and discerning, we can have motives that are self-seeking rather than finding our motivations from God and in view of the kingdom of God. A.W. Tozer wrote, "It is not what a man does that determines whether his work is sacred or secular. It is why he does it." In Psalms 139, David declares, "O Lord, you have searched me and know me." And this knowing is not a casual kind of knowing, but a deep, intuitive knowledge as only David's creator could have. Later in the chapter, David petitions God by saying, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." God already knows our hearts, our thoughts, and our motives. But David is asking God to reveal them to him so that he can change. In your worship this week, would you be willing to ask God to search you? Are you willing to allow God to reveal where your motives may be self-centered or self-seeking? And then are you willing to allow God to change your heart, to act out of passion for him? God desires for you to experience purity in motivation in order that his ways become your ways. Hey, thanks for listening, and I hope that we'll see you again next week.